2026 is coming fast, and everyone is probably asking, what is the next big trend to come up? Maybe there's an upcoming trend in fashion, food, tech, or lifestyle. But if you ask me, what should be the real big trend for next year? I would say it should be fish keeping. Yeah, I know. It's a hobby that sounds kinda niche, something your dad or grandpa would do, and maybe it's a bit off for something so unpopular to be a trend, but trust me, fish keeping should be the next big thing for younger generations, especially among the Gen Z and Gen Alpha. But why should they get involved? It's a hobby that was so underlooked by many younger generations, and many would think fish keeping is just having a fish in a glass box and nothing special. But let me tell you something. Fish keeping should be a trend because it's more than just a fish in a glass box. Fish keeping could be your greatest getaway from the digital world where AI is taking over the whole digital world. And it can also be a canvas to let your creativity flow, and also a small step to reconnect with Mother Nature. And I think more young generations have to get involved in this hobby. And I just have 8 reasons why fish keeping should be a trend for youths now. And I can guarantee, once you dive into it, you will never want to get away from this hobby. Want to know why fish keeping should be the next big trend in 2026? This is Taj Mahal Aquatics, and here's why young people should get into the world of fish keeping. First up, it's not just for your dad or your grandpa to do, it's for everyone. Who says fish keeping is for old people? This hobby is for everyone. Boys, girls, broke student, even kids with no aquarium can start too. You don't have to be a rich kid or to be as old as your dad to do it. Just start with a simple small tank and 1 fish, and you can still find the joy in it. And if your dad or grandpa is already in this hobby, it's a great way to bond with them. And trust me, nothing brings generations together like arguing what's the best fish to have or what is the best filter to use. And it's not just a hobby for boys. Girls can join this hobby too. And let's be honest, buying a new fish is way more exciting and fun than new clothes or makeup. So, who says that fish keeping is just a hobby for dads? Everyone can enjoy this hobby, and I will guarantee that this hobby will get you hooked forever. Have a hard time with screen time and doom scrolling? Maybe it's time for you to get into the fish keeping. Let's be honest. Phone addiction is a whole epidemic. We doom scroll on TikTok for hours until we realize we've binged on TikTok until 3 a.m. And not to mention that Gen Alpha, they would probably drown in that AI-generated brain rot content. So what's the cure for this? Fish keeping. Fish keeping is your greatest antidote with phone addiction. When you watch fish, you'll feel relaxed. Your eyes rest, and you can get away from the internet for a while. And instead of watching someone that's doing cringe TikTok dance, or worse, that brain rot AI generated content, you are watching a slice of river ecosystem in front of your eyes. So yeah, if you are tired of doom scrolling and AI generated content, maybe it's time to switch off the phone and watch the fish tank. Fish keeping isn't just a hobby or a getaway from screen time problems, but it teaches us empathy for Mother Nature. It's not just about clear box full of water and some fish. You will learn how fragile life can be and how balance really matters. It's more than just having a fish, but you are creating a little ecosystem in your home for your fish to live. So it's not just about the water, but it's also about ammonia, nitrates, bacteria, and everything about nitrogen cycle that keeps your tank alive. So you are not just keeping a fish, but a little world inside that glass box. And once you get involved in this hobby, you may start to respect nature more and doing your best to keep that ecosystem alive. So yeah, fish keeping is more than just a fish in a glass box, but it's a lesson to have empathy for Mother Nature. Fish keeping is more than just having fun without involving your phone, but it's also a great way to improve your mental health. Mental health is a big issue, especially for Gen Z. We deal with stress, anxiety, depression, and even burnout. But guess what? Apart from the obvious one, which is therapy with psychiatrists, do you know what else you can do to help improve your mental health? Fish keeping. Fish keeping can also be a great way to help improve your mental health. Watching fish swimming can lower your anxiety, and having a tank gives you the sense of control and peace. It's a great detox from burnouts, and it's basically a therapy for everyone with mental health issues. So yeah, this is why younger generations need to get involved in this hobby, especially the Gen Z. It's more than just keeping fish alive, but also keeping yourself mentally stable. Wanna let your creativity shine? Fish tank can be your next canvas. If you are youngsters that have unlimited creativity, you can pour your creativity in fish keeping. How? Get involved in aquascaping. Aquascaping is the art of designing your aquarium and let your imagination come to life. It's a great way for youths to show their creativity by making state-of-the-art aquarium. From lush underwater forest to some artistic rock tank, you can express your personality in your fish tank. Sure, digital arts is awesome, and many Gen Zs create a lot of awesome digital art. But aquascaping? That's a whole new level of creativity. So for you every Gen Z out there that has unlimited creativity, maybe it's time for you to take a different step to show your creativity through aquascaping. Here's something most people didn't know. Would you believe that fish keeping can be a form of conservation for certain fish? Yeah, this is true, and fish keeping can actually help save species. Some fish would survive only because of aquarium breeding, and in the wild, those species of fish would probably be nearly wiped out. And one of the great examples of a fish that were saved through conservation in fish keeping are Lake Victoria cichlids. Did you know that Lake Victoria cichlids are one of the fish species that was saved through conservation in fish keeping? Yeah, this is true. Fish keeping not only makes Lake Victoria cichlids popular, but it's also saving them from total extinction. And did you know what happens when young people get into the fish keeping? They're not just getting a cool pet, but also joining the acts of conservation for that certain types of fish. So yeah, keeping a fish is not just about fun, but also help to keep the biodiversity alive. Fish keeping is more than just keeping a fish in a glass box, but it could also be the best biology class you'll ever have. And best of all, you have no homework from your school teacher, and you're gonna learn something that probably your teacher never told you, like water chemistry, nitrogen cycle, bacteria balance, and even environmental ethics. And not only that, you can also learn some problem-solving skills too, like fixing cloudy waters in your tank, or figuring out how to stop algae bloom, or fixing your pH. And this is why fish keeping is a great hobby for the young generations like the Gen Z and Gen Alpha too. It's more than just having a fish, but it's a science lab in one package. Forget textbooks when your fish tank already provides you with science lab. And lastly, fish are the best pets in the world. I know, you would say that dogs and cats are the best pets in the world, and I really get that. But don't come for me if I said that they are not really the best. But here's the truth. Fish might be better than dog and cats to be a pet. Sure, you can play or cuddle with your dog or cat, and I know that they are cute, but let's be real, those two can be a bit chaotic sometimes. They would obviously need grooming, which grooming situations could be dramatic sometimes. Not to mention you may need to bring them to vet for vaccines, which could be another drama for you. You would need to walk your dog if you have a dog. They both can destroy your furniture, bite your cables, and poop wherever they want. While fish, they won't destroy your couch, they won't bark at your Uber Eats guy, no need to groom them, and they just swim and minding their own business. And although you may not be able to cuddle them, you can still interact with them and teach them to do some tricks. So, would you consider keeping a fish rather than a dog or a cat? Let me know. So there you go. That's why fish keeping should be the next big trend among young people in 2026. Fish keeping is more than just keeping a fish in a glass box, but it's also about keeping balance, peace of mind, and also letting your creativity shine. And it's not just a hobby that were meant for dads, but it's a hobby that was enjoyable for everyone. And still many young people underlooked this hobby. But if you get involved in this hobby, you are not just getting a fish, but you get science, nature, therapy, and even conservation, all in one package. It's an underrated hobby in my opinion, and I think many young people should give this hobby a shot, as there are many benefits you can get from getting into this hobby. And that wraps up this video. And are you ready to dive into this hobby? Let me know in the comment section below, and give this video a thumbs up if you like this video, and share this video to your friends that want to know more about fish keeping. Subscribe this channel if you want to see more fish keeping content, as I can bring you more stuff like this in the future. Thanks for watching my aquatic friends, and have a wonderful aquatic life. See you next time.